So I wanted to make a little video talking about the upcoming week for the National Team Development Program here. They kick off the slate tonight actually against the Fargo Force. So again, this is like just a weekly preview of the upcoming week for the program here. Tonight, as of right now, the puck has already dropped, and the Fargo Force is in town to play the U17 team. After this video, I'm going to jump onto Hockey TV and just watch it from the beginning. But so that's what's going on tonight. Tomorrow, Fargo is in town again, and they play the U18s, whereas the rest of the week concludes with, on Friday night, the U17s traveling out to Youngstown to play the Phantoms, a game that I was going to actually go to. Other plans kind of got in the way, and well, actually, the person I was going to go with had to bail. So, and then the University of Michigan, a game that I've had circled on the calendar for a while, a game that a lot of people I think are really excited to watch for a couple of reasons. One, I mean, it's so cool that the U18s play the schedule that they do against USHL teams and college teams and whatnot, as well as the international tournaments that they do per year. But, I mean, they have an annual game against, for example, Michigan State. They usually play Lake Superior every year now, too. And Michigan is one that they've always played year-round as well, which is interesting because Michigan's always a pretty good program on any given year in Division I U.S. college hockey. They get a lot of good players, drafted players, guys like Kyle Connor have come through there, Dylan Larkin. I mean, the list goes on and on. But every given year, they have a number of people on their roster that are NTDP alumni. And so it's kind of cool, that some of these guys who they've gotten to know over the previous year are now playing against them. And usually it's always at Yost Arena in Ann Arbor. And this year is, I think, the first year that they actually are coming to USA Hockey Arena and actually playing the NTDP on their home ice. I would expect a good turnout for that game. But, we'll see. And I kind of wanted to go to that one, more of, honestly, any game that's on their schedule. But again, it's just not going to work out for me to get up there and watch that. But, I will at some point get to a couple of games. But anyway, yeah, so that's the schedule for this week. By the time you're watching this video, the game against Fargo for the U17s will probably have been completed. And just kind of go through some players to potentially watch here for the Fargo Force. We obviously know who to watch for the U17s and the U18 team. Just to kind of recap from my last post about the road trip that the U17s were on. I know Whalers fan kind of covered the week of the U18s last week, and I watched both the U17 games, and they kind of got rocked a little bit. They lost to the Sioux Falls Stampede and then to the Omaha Lancers. But, one of the players that kind of stood out in that is defenseman Fensori. So kind of keep an eye on him, if you're going to the game or you happen to watch it or, catch anything on it. Keep an eye on what he does over the next 2 games or so and kind of see where his game is at. He's somebody that obviously is good, but in a lackluster weekend that was the prior week, I think he had a pretty good set of games there, and he kind of stood out to me at least. Anyway, for Fargo here, there's a player that I actually saw play live at the Youth Nationals last year, Ross Minton. He played for the North Jersey Avalanche U16s, a teammate of Marshall Warren, he's going up against tonight. I went there with my dad, and I actually sat like right next to his dad and his brothers. It was kind of cool, they're cheering him on and everything, and it's always cool to see at tournaments like that the friends and family that are there, because you see that these kids are obviously very, very good hockey players. They're great at what they do, and they're going places, right? But it's cool to see that human element there and realize that these guys are, still developing, and it's cool to see the actual just love of hockey be there. So, and obviously with the Youngstown Phantoms, which the 17s will take on the following night, tomorrow night, some pretty good players to watch here. Max Ellis played for Detroit Honeybaked in his minor midget years. Good player, 2000 born, so he's in his NHL draft year. I've liked what he's done so far. He's a smaller player, but he plays with a lot of speed. He's got a lot of skill, quick hands, a good release. He's always fun to watch, so he'll be one to watch tomorrow, as well as Curtis Hall from Chagrin Falls, Ohio, not too far from me at all. Played with the Cleveland Barons youth program, and he's also in his draft year too. So, and Curtis Hall actually just got named to the USA roster for the World Junior A Challenge at the end of the month here. I think it's in Nova Scotia. I think I might have mentioned it in the last video, but he'll be on that team, number 20. He's one to watch as well. Also down here is Alex Barber, 1999 birth year from Dublin, Ohio. I'm pretty sure that's the younger brother of Riley Barber, who I think played for the U.S. NTDP, and he then played for Miami. I don't know if he's still there or if he's now gone on to the pro ranks, but Barber played in the 2014 World Juniors with Team USA, his older brother, if it's the same person. So that'd be kind of cool to see him. And nothing else to really say on that. And obviously with the University of Michigan coming in the following night, I mean, lots of NTDP alums here. Also some players to watch for the World Juniors as well. Defenseman Luke Martin. Good solid D-man, good in his own end. I thought he played pretty well at the World Junior Summer Showcase in Plymouth this prior August. Griffin Luce, another NTDP alum. He's a sophomore. Josh Norris, another player that's going to be trying to fight for a spot there on the World Junior roster from Oxford, Michigan. He's an NTDP alum, was just there last year, as was Will Lockwood. Actually, he was a freshman at the University of Michigan last year. He played with the NTDP the prior 2 years. Good player, lots of speed. And as well as Mike Pastajov, he's an alum as well. But the main player to watch is Quinn Hughes. Really good freshman defenseman. He had a really good showing throughout, I mean, ever since he played minor midget for the Toronto Marlboros, but he was really good with the development program, and he had a great showing, a very good showing at the World Junior Summer Showcase as well. He's a player that's trying to crack that roster for the the U.S. World Junior team as well. He'll have a good showing there. Obviously, he's very familiar with the confines, knows some of the players he's going up against. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the week that's upcoming. Fargo in town twice to play the U17s and the U18s. Then the 17s go out to Youngstown tomorrow. And on Saturday, that great game between Michigan and the under-18 team commences. So really looking forward to that. And that's kind of the week that is, kind of a little preview of maybe some players to watch for obviously the U.S., but also their opponents as well. I like to always watch, obviously, you know, the development players, but also the opponents as well. Because remember, on a lot of these teams, there's kids that are very, very good hockey players that might have been just shy of making the NTDP roster. I mean, yeah, you look at the national team every year as a collection of some of the best players throughout the country, and that's true, but there's also some very, very good ones that, you know, don't end up making the team, and they play in the USHL and whatnot, and they're obviously very good to watch as well. So again, enjoy the games this week, and that's the week for the program this week.